Right, so now you have a very sparkly professional profile. Have you done the work? And that template I gave you to track the progress, obviously you can change the lineup, you can change the columns, you can do whatever you want with it, but you can see that it's very easy if you've got the links of the profiles to go and click and just see where you are, go up to messaging, see who's connecting, stay connected, stay in touch. Don't leave connections waiting for weeks on end. Make a diary note to visit your profile a couple of times a week, post once to twice a week, keep it pretty active. If it's your primary platform, be there daily. Go back and watch the tour section, the first lesson after the introduction. If you are unsure where to find things, go and visit that again. And be, as I've said many times in this training, be curious, click on links, look for tools, look for things. And of course, ask below in the questions, ask in our content marketing group, ask me on my page, anywhere in the KISS group. If you want some advice or want some tips or have discovered something new, share it with all of us. Tell us what you think, what you find, how it's going. I'd love to stay connected and know what's happening with your marketing. I have here at the top shared a link to do the Ideal Customer Short Course, because if you haven't done that, you cannot in any way go and prospect properly because you don't know who you're looking for. Be clear on your ideal customer, folks. It really helps your marketing to know who is ideal and who you are talking to when you are creating content. So with that, let's get into content marketing tips. The first one in your notes is to go and create your personalized profile. I'm sure you've done that by now, but if you haven't, just go and do it. It makes you look smart. It makes you look professional. And of course, before you reach out to anybody, make sure everything you have got on this profile, on this platform, is professional. Go and test it with your social selling index. That's going to be a real shot between the eyes to show you how well your platform is set up. There is a link in your notes, LinkedIn Social Selling Index, SSI score. You should be aiming for 60 out of 100. Every time you do your quarterly update, go and check how your social selling index is looking. I would actually love for you to share down below. Go on, share in the comments below what your SSI score is. Let's get into some content creation tips. It is quality over quantity on this platform by far. Do not post anything here you are not proud of, and that is not adding value. Remember, it's about them. And mix up the types of content. Visual content is getting better and better on LinkedIn. Quote posts, great images, and video. We'll talk more about that in a minute, but let me just clarify a few more. Use personal anecdotes. You know from the ChatGPT short course we did, the tutorial, the notes, how to ask ChatGPT to write anecdotes for you to get some ideas and then put them into your own brand voice and brand tone for the platform. So you would say to ChatGPT, write me an anecdote about whatever. Use my brand voice, but do it with a tone for LinkedIn. Use informal, simple, and easy language. Don't try and look clever with geek speak and fancy lingo, because the audience you are reaching out to might not be in that space where you are now. Remember where you came from when you didn't know that language. Those are the people you're talking to. If your demographic is into emojis, or if they're into fancy talk and you're talking to professors and the like, be applicable to your target audience. This platform likes case studies, likes anecdotes, likes metaphors, likes storytelling to get concepts and ideas and messages across. Light-hearted posts do work here. People want to be motivated, inspired, and entertained no matter where they are. But be on brand, for heaven's sake. And then give actionable solutions. Help people with quick wins. Help people find quick solutions to issues and problems. Make sure you use short paragraphs. You don't want to write a long-winded story with long paragraphs. Whether you are telling a story or not, make your post skimmable, break it up, bullets, various ways to break it up, cap, subheadings, emojis to draw attention to specific parts of your post. There is an interesting little section in your profile setup, in your editing, where you can actually help people with pronunciation of your profile. If you've got a name that's hard to pronounce, like many of our South African names, or your business name is in an African language that people might not know how to pronounce, a Zulu name, for example, go and help with pronunciation by using the name pronunciation edit in your profile. And then video. Let's talk about video. In any video. So this applies to all your video, particularly on LinkedIn, because it has to be very professional. And what I see with many people is that hook within the first 1 to 2 seconds. If you do not immediately grab attention, people are going to scroll past. Remember, when you are creating your video, what is the call to action? What is the core message? Put that in the first 1 or 2 sentences straight away so people know why they should listen. Design your content for sound off. That's why we use captions over images, over visuals, over video. If you particularly want people to listen, then ask them to put sound on. Ask as a call to action. LinkedIn recommends keeping your videos under 30 seconds. So stories style. Whatever you're sharing on stories on other platforms can work here. You can do longer form videos for specific purposes, for short tutorials, stuff that really adds value and where people get the message right up front and they know why they need to listen. Try them. These things work in all sorts of content, and if it works here, you can use it on other platforms. If it's a popular video on YouTube, load it up directly to LinkedIn. Don't share the link. LinkedIn wants its own content. 10 minutes max for long form video. That is the informal cutoff point that you permitted. In your caption, describe the video, tell people what they will get out of it. Say it in very few characters so people can read the heading and get into the video. LinkedIn hashtags and mentioning help your videos get seen. So mention any collaborators, any other brands you are talking with, and use hashtags that are related to keywords which demonstrate the content of your post. Best times to post. You need to test, you need to see when your audience is engaging, but as a guideline, this is a professional platform. People are generally looking at it at work, or those people that work late at night might go to their platform after they've finished work as a wind down. It is unlikely to be that early morning quick consumption like Facebook and Instagram, for example. So in the graphics I've given you, 9 to 5 on weekdays is a good benchmark. Hashtags. Down the side of your profile, when we were looking at it in the tour training, I showed you where you get hashtags to follow. So go and click on those links, identify hashtags in your niche that your niche might be following, because then you're going to see the conversations they are having. You're going to learn about their challenges, you're going to learn what they love, you're going to learn what they need help with, and find gaps of where you can get into conversations to be helpful, to get noticed, seen, and heard. Maximum of 5 hashtags per post. Watch LinkedIn's recommendations. Those are keywords they recommend. No funnies here. They are keywords, folks, to help people find your content. You can, of course, like the other platforms, research trending hashtags, see what's happening, but use your discover more to follow other hashtags. Where you've got followed hashtags, there's a button at the bottom. Look at your notes that says discover more. Click there, go and look. You must publish articles to get noticed on LinkedIn. Show your expertise. Author articles a minimum of once every 3 months. Consider it publishing something important. I've got notes for you in the worksheet, titles, subheadings, how to lay it out. You can go into create a post, and where you see start a post at the bottom, you've got write an article, and you get taken straight to where it looks like a blog format, and you just follow the links. Always use a good cover image that will stand out where you have featured articles in your profile. The caption formula for a post, recommended specifically for LinkedIn, but for any authority building, educational, informative content on any platform, is first a hook, then provide value, and then a call to action, whatever that might be, whether it might just be an engagement call to action or to click on a link. The hook should grab attention right up front. It should be very specific. It should be in your first sentence. Try adding numbers to create some interest. Use strong adjectives, a back transformation about what they're going to get out of it, address pain points. Please work on perfecting your hooks, and there's no harm in asking AI, Copilot, ChatGPT to improve on the hook. Open loops. This is one I absolutely love on LinkedIn, is to put the 3 dots after a sentence with a space in between. So it drags people into your story and makes them want to go down and see more. Try and use open loops to tell a story. It's like pausing at the end of a sentence. Call to action, just mentioned it. Make sure every single bit of content has a call to action in your mind. What is the objective of the post? What do you want people to do? What do you want the post to do for you? Make sure you include that next step in the caption, in the visual, with whatever is relevant. Your call to action could be simply things like leave a comment, book a call, sign up for the newsletter, visit a link, look at the post below with arrows and animation. Ebooks, for those of you who are publishing ebooks, this is the platform to distribute them on. Consider LinkedIn an additional distribution platform for your authority content. When you send stuff to publications to be published, LinkedIn newsletters is an additional newsletter platform to distribute your content. It really helps your following and increases engagement. Consider it a second home for the stuff you send out on your email newsletters. And I've given you a graphic in the workbook of how to go about starting your newsletter. Engagement, reactions on LinkedIn, use them. As I've shown you in the process, use those reactions to show that you've thought about what people are saying. You know, when you go and look at a post, there are reactions other than just like. You want to go and see who said those, don't you? Right? That's how you'll get noticed too. See what's trending. Start conversations. Use relevant hashtags. Follow relevant hashtags and join the conversation. I've said to you many times in many of our trainings, it's a matter of energy. What you put in, you will get back. You give in the north, you receive in the south. You can encourage your audience to engage by asking questions, open-ended posts, those open loops, telling stories, making sure you connect with second-degree connections through comments. That's how they're going to become first-degree connections. Engage with influencers. By people seeing you commenting on influencer content, you're going to get noticed. Make intelligent, relevant comments. Ask clever questions. Remember, the quality of your answers are determined by the quality of the questions you ask. Just help conversations along. And network with peers in your industry. Don't just target prospects. Target a community. Get involved in a community. Don't be afraid to ask for recommendations and endorsements. Go and do it. It's an important part of the LinkedIn strategy, and it serves to build your credibility. Groups, I have been led to understand groups are not as valuable as they used to be on LinkedIn, but it's a fantastic place to go and learn, to build awareness, to introduce yourself, to make an impressive impression. Be sure to follow group rules and encourage others to do the same. Groups are not a platform for you to promote your product or your knowledge or your service. It's a place to listen and learn and have conversations. This is not about ego. This is about serving. And then finally, when you post your content on your platform, think to yourself, how will what I'm sharing here be helping my ideal customers? What problem am I solving? How am I making them feel better? Am I educating, entertaining, or enriching my audience? Remember my 3 E's. How will what you are posting help your ideal customer make more money, save time, solve core challenges? Go nail LinkedIn. I hope this has been helpful. I would love your rating on the course below, your questions, your comments. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing to do this training with me.